And we're getting into our next game. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Solaris, we have our red Protoss player representing Clan TWA. It is Gorfrind. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player. It's a bit of a donkey, but actually a linger this time. It is Babyling. Does have a clan donkey in-game, but I think that's on another account. It's all good. And we are getting into the ZvP. Again, this is around Masters level gameplay. Previous was a little bit lower ranked. And I am personally familiar with Gorfrind. We have hit each other on the ladder as well from time to time, and he is one of two kinds of players. Gorfrind is either very economic, to the point where it's obscene, like very greedy play, very unsafe greedy play, I should say, or very aggressive with 2 base all-ins. So we'll see what kind of Gorfrind we do get here. I do know that Babyling, she actually does a really great job of keeping track of players on the ladder and their play style, so I'm sure she's fully aware of the kind of player that Gorfrind is. But one of the challenges here in the early game is determining what kind of play style he will pick and how he will play out here in this ZvP, whether he goes all in or whether he goes incredibly greedy. It can actually be a fine line to cross and a fine line to scout as well. For now, Hatch Gas Pool forces take the unnatural natural. Everything's looking normal here in the beginning here of this ZvP. Likewise, Gorfrind going for a gate expand into a cyber core. It does keep his probe hidden out here in the corner of the map, and we are setting up a proxy pylon. This is a pretty good location for a proxy Stargate, and I believe he has proxy Stargated me in the past as well. I'll be honest, I'm not too fond of this build from Protoss. The reason for this is because your Stargate is eventually going to be found and depowered and destroyed, and oracles and your Stargate plays such a pivotal role in PvZ when it comes to actually holding onto your bases. For those that are familiar with standard meta ZvP, Stargate openers into oracles into a third base is very commonplace, because oracles, they allow you to actually hold onto your bases and defend against link counterattacks and protect your third. On top of that, they allow you to scout and harass. And by going for a proxy like this, you do allow your Stargate to be exposed, and it can be depowered and shut down before you get into your Oracle production. Likewise, as the game progresses, and if we want to go into a longer game, into a later game, losing this Stargate means that a transition into Skytoss is also going to be more difficult as well. So there's a lot of risk involved here in going for a proxy Stargate. The advantage is a faster Oracle, but we should already have 2 queens by the time the Oracle arrives. So we'll see if this is going to be worthwhile for Gorfrind. Meanwhile, Overlord goes down across the map, so we do provide a bit of a supply block here for Babyling. There it is, first Oracle is on the way, should be chronoed out, zooming towards this main base. There's that second queen in production. It's going to be close. I believe this Oracle is going to hit before the second queen arrives. And we'll see how much damage we can get done. Again, it is too early for spores. Third base has been spotted. Nothing back at home to protect it, to actually hold on to it. And this could be punished here if we do send out a couple of links. But actually, yeah, there we go. 6 links are moving out across the map. And the Oracle does dip in. The second queen comes out just in time, and 2 queens are more than enough to shut down this Oracle, taking a lot of hits already. We commit! Ugh, I'm not too fond of this. The Oracle gets 3 kills for its life. That is not worth it for Gorfrind. Yeah, really rough loss early on, and now we have a second Oracle on the way. And this is also why I really don't like this, because as we saw, the Oracle comes out and there are already 2 queens, and that is exactly what you need to defend against 1 Oracle. Meanwhile, additional links are on the way, looking to punish this third. Oracle's gonna pivot away towards the third base even, but we already have 2 queens in position. This natural is exposed, and the Lings do manage to get us around on this third. The Stalker can't do anything about this. The Oracle is racing back home, and the Oracle should be able to save this Nexus. It's going to be close. We're going to surround the Stalker. Will fall. Will survive, actually. But gonna be worth it though, because the Lings, they do get into the main base. They may not have killed the Stalker, but they get a free scout of the main, confirming that there is no additional tech. Nothing else going on here for Gorfrind. Which is another bit of criticism here for our Protoss, is that his follow-up tech is late. We should already have a Twilight Council, a Forge, a Robo. Like, Gorfrind, he's banking up a lot of resources, actually. He's got 1k minerals in the bank. Ay. Second Cybercore? I think that's a mistake. I don't think that's intentional. But yeah, second Stargate on the way. Another expansion as well. Gorfrind, it looks like he has realized that he wasn't spending his money, so he's just mass expanding and throwing everything down. He has nothing to protect his base. If we went for another Ling Flood, we could kill this third, 100%. And I think Babyling, upon seeing how little there was, upon seeing that there was only 2 gateways, I do think that that was a tell, and there it is. The Lings, they come in. She knows that there's just nothing for Gorfrind to do, so this mineral line is going to go down. There is no blink. The Oracles, they can support, and it's a little bit too late to save the mineral line itself. The workers go down. Behind this, Babyling just going to be saturating for bases. Getting Evo Chamber, Roach Warren, Lair is done. Again, a pretty standard setup. I wouldn't be opposed to going Ling Hydra in this position, to be honest. I would love Ling Hydra in this position, but Ling Bane Roach Ravager itself is very solid. It can still work wonders, as Gorfrind is going Mass Oracle, making 2 Oracles at a time. Fourth base is spotted. Again, we're applying pressure. The other good thing about this Ling Harass is that we are forcing a lot of energy to be wasted by these Oracles. A lot of wasted energy. There we go. We activate the Pulsar Beam once again. Back at home, Babyling is fully saturated on 3 bases. We are at 65 workers. This is the ideal worker count. 66 is ideal, but regardless, the ideal worker count to just amass nothing but Ling Bane Roach Ravager, or just Ling Roach Ravager at this point. No Baneling Nest, so just Ling Roach Rav. And this is going to snowball out of control. Gorfrind doesn't really have a setup to defend. We have a Twilight Council, but no blink, no charge, no upgrades whatsoever here from the Protoss. We're working on +1, which is good, but again, just the Gateway Army is going to be lacking quite heavily here against what Babyling has. We do have a lot of Oracles, and there's potential for damage. They're going straight for the mineral line. They can kill drones, don't get me wrong. They can even deny a base. But if they spend their energy harassing, they won't have the energy to defend. As another Nexus is thrown down, with nothing to defend either. Charge just now starts. Very late charge. The Lings are going to be able to harass this base. They drag the army out of position, and with Gorfrind being out of position, here comes the Roach Ravager. Filing down the shield batteries, the cannons. The base itself is low from earlier. We could even just focus down the Nexus at this point. We can get whatever we want. The Oracles are going to go ham, and there's very limited anti-air. There's that Hydrogen immediately thrown down. Now that we realize that we have gone Mass Oracle, and the Nexus will fall. Now, thankfully for Gorfrind, he has bases to saturate, so he can go elsewhere. That's true. As he does clean up the Roach Ravager. And the Oracles, they put in a lot of work. But we do split off a couple of Roaches to harass, and even more probes are falling. Charge is eventually going to be kicking in. And behind this, we are transitioning into Ling Hydra. Which again is going to be ideal against what little Gorfrind has. Against the Mass Oracle. We're still making 2 Oracles at a time, by the way. Now, if you're a Protoss player out there, and if you're interested, Hero does have a build where you go charge Oracle. Not like this, but there's a much more efficient variation of this where you can actually have a proper all-in with Mass Oracle and charge as well. He has used it to beat Dark many a time. It's actually pretty scary. I do recommend checking out the VODs if you're interested in learning something like that. This is not quite it though. As the Hydras have arrived, the Oracles are going to be able to fight toe-to-toe with these Hydras. We are running out of energy. The Oracles are falling, and this base is going to be broken. Oh god, Gorfrind is going to be evacuating his third base as well. He just isn't able to keep up. The Oracles are out of energy at this point. They've run out of steam. And we are busting into that third. There's no splash damage, there's no charge. I know there's a High Templar here, but it looks like we're just making Archons out of them. Third base will fall, and Gorfrind is just taking another base here on the left-hand side. The Queens are waddling in. Let's go. The Queens have arrived. They're trapping a Hydra. The Hydra's... Oh my god. I say they're trapping, they're protecting the Hydra, okay? They're just making sure it's safe and sound, escorting it across the map. The VIP Hydra. Let's go. Be free. As we have broken into the natural base, we are going for a couple of Warpins here in the main for some more Archons, but alas, it is going to be an uphill battle here for Gorfrind. Not much is left. Not GG! Yo, we're getting a GG at some point today. As Babyling is going to take down a Gorfrind 1-0. Well played. Well played. Again, really good scouting from Babyling as well. Really good handling of the Oracles as well. The Oracles did very little harassing damage. And again, we were able to get a full scout, able to abuse the greed of the Protoss with the Ling run bys. Very well done. GG. GG. And again, what Gorfrind was doing was, yeah, just... I mean, obviously it can work. If the Zerg player isn't anywhere near as aggressive, or if they aren't on point with their scouting, then I can definitely see Gorfrind getting away with a little passivity. Like if the Zerg player is a little bit too passive, then you can get away with a lot of greed, taking your third, taking your fourth, and delaying your tech in favor of just a mass economy. It is something you can get away with, especially at lower levels. But at a certain point, like you can hit a wall, especially if the Zerg player is a little bit more on point when it comes to not just scouting, but also punishing as well. GG, well played. And one moment here, as I do need to get things ready for some more replays.